Hey guys, Breg here, and today we're going to be talking about a bit of WoW news and some WoW gold making tips that could be useful in the next few days. But firstly, a bit of a channel update. So I recently finished leveling my 4th character to 120, which has allowed me to finally get all the professions maxed out in BFA. I only had 3 characters maxed out before, but now I've got all 4, which means 8 professions, all of them, and it means I can start doing some videos. So what I'm going to do is some kind of overall BFA profession videos, so how to make gold with each profession towards the end of the expansion. I know I've already done some profession videos, but this is going to be specifically for end of expansion stuff, so it should be good, so stay tuned for all of those profession videos. So first of all, Blizzard have extended the Winds of Wisdom buff, which is this 100% bonus to experience. It also stacks with heirlooms. It's made leveling a lot more fun and a lot quicker. I leveled my character from 110 to 120 in about 5 hours, I would say, just from questing, so it was really, really quick. And yeah, this was originally only supposed to last until Monday for a month, but now they've extended it, and it now lasts until the pre-patch, which will probably be in a few months' time anyway. It's going to last for a while, so if you do have any ults, this is a very good time to level them up, and it also offers some gold making opportunities, which we will discuss in a little bit. But the second bit of WoW news is we are getting the Impressive Influence buff, which will be 100% bonus to reputation. So similar to we've got the leveling one, well now we've got a reputation one as well. Now it only works for Legion and Battle for Azeroth factions, but still it's a pretty useful thing, particularly for those of us who have ults and are just leveling up the ults and their professions. And now finally we can get those bonus reps a bit quicker, which means we can unlock the rank 2s and rank 3 professions a bit quicker. So again, it is a great thing if you are like me and have an ult that is newly hit 120 and you want to get the last professions on it, then this is a really good time, because it means you'll be able to quickly get the rep required for the rank 2s and the rank 3s, and that's going to help you make more gold. And those are the 2 bits of WoW news, and I think it's actually really good for the game. In fact, I think we're going to get a lot more players coming into the game before Shadowlands. Firstly, Shadowlands looks awesome. I know they just released all the Torghast stuff, which has gone down very, very well with everyone. And it just looks like a good expansion all round, so that's probably going to bring people back. The WoW token is quite low at the moment, so players who might want to come back can pay for their game time pretty easily. And then with this double XP and double reputation, I just think it's going to bring a lot of players back to the game in anticipation of Shadowlands. So it's going to be good for the game, and that means it's also going to be good for gold making. So of course professions should see a little boost in gold making over the next few months with people leveling up. But a more pressing matter is over the next week, and how you can make gold is of course through the Noble Garden event, which is just about finished. And of course with the Noble Garden event comes the Swift Springstrider. Now of course every new expansion brings players to the game, and that usually means that the mounts that a lot of people have that are very cheap start to go up in price in a new expansion. Say someone new joins in Shadowlands, they've completely revamped the starting area, they're really pushing it for new players. They may be wanting a new mount, and they go to the auction house to try to find a cheap one, and some of these kind of holiday mounts are ones that could show up. And of course the holiday mount right now is the Swift Springstrider. So if we look at the Swift Springstrider price, it does look pretty good. So last year around this time it was averaging about sort of 21k, region average about 18k at its lowest, something like that, and that went all the way up to around March time when the region average was 62k. So it kind of tripled in price compared to what it is now. Now that is a good investment. Investments have been a bit risky recently, particularly with the deflation which has been happening in BFA, but there are some suggestions that deflation might not happen in Shadowlands, and in fact we could start to see a bit more inflation. I mean, Blizzard have suggested different ways of making gold and spending gold, and we don't really know yet, but certainly it looks like Shadowlands won't have the significant deflation that BFA has had. And even in the past year, if you look at something like the Springstrider, it did go up quite significantly. In fact, like I say, it went from it was 13,000 gold at one point, and then it went all the way up to 60,000, so it quadrupled in price, in fact. And right now the region average is again about 13,000, so hopefully it will do a similar thing. And like I say, because there's a new expansion coming, it could do even better. So this could be a very good investment. And if the Swift Springstrider is around 10,000 to 20,000 gold on your server, I would suggest buying a few if you have the gold. Waiting a few months, just leave it in your bags, or not your bags, leave it in your bank, or get a guild bank on one of your alts and leave it in there. That's what I do. And wait for it to go up in price and then sell it. And yeah, it is of course always a bit risky, particularly with the deflation, but as you can see from this graph, pretty significant rise, and hopefully we will see something similar over the next year. So it could be a really good investment that I suggest you guys make the most of. Now, one thing that I've noticed is selling a lot better than usual is glyphs. So many people forget that glyphs even exist in the game, but they do. And since loads of people are leveling up new alts at the moment, and yeah, with the whole Torghast thing coming out and it being so popular, I know a lot of people are now trying to get every single alt, every single character at 120. So when Shadowlands come out, they'll be able to try Torghast on all their different characters. So again, it's going to boost it even more, and with the extension to the level boost and everything, people are going to continue leveling up. And yeah, glyphs are selling pretty well for me, particularly the glyphs that change the appearance of your character, something like Glyph of Stars. In fact, loads of the Druid glyphs, quite a few of the Death Knight glyphs as well. But yeah, whatever sells well on your server. And remember, glyphs are really, really cheap to make because all you need is the inks, which of course you get from mass milling herbs. So if herbs are super cheap on your server, then you can just mill them out, get the inks, and then make whatever glyphs you want. Or if herbs aren't that cheap, or if pigments are really cheap, you can just buy them straight out. Depends on the server, to be honest. As I've spoken about before, you can of course also do the low-level enchants, particularly the chest enchant and any sort of enchants that are good for heirlooms, and then stuff like the Tome of Illusions as well. There's lots of things you can do which people like to get on their alts and can be very profitable if you have enchanting. Anyway guys, that's it for this quick video. Just to recap, try and invest in some Swift Springstriders, should be an easy way to kind of double or triple your investment. Also look at some of the professions, particularly those which help out people who are leveling, and something like inscription with the glyphs or enchanting or low-level enchants for the heirlooms should work pretty well at the moment. And yeah, stay tuned for my profession series, which will be coming very soon. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya.